Namaste. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to live readings on Tuesday. And thank you for your patience. All right. I'm just getting decks out. And as I was contemplating readings for today, I want to share with you a couple of things that were coming to mind as I was just pulling together preparation for today. Hi, Kristen. Welcome back, Sharon. And that is in the energy of this full moon. There's a few places, I want to say, of discomfort for me. My 61st birthday. Oh, that's wonderful. Happy birthday to you on Thursday. We'll be sure to do a special reading for you today, Sharon. And that is, and I've watched a lot of blogs about this full moon, a lot of vlogs, and I think of all the full moons that have presented over the last few months, this one feels a lot confusing to me. And I usually am able to tap into the energy right away, and it just kind of fits, but there's something here that is uncomfortably, and I was delaying this morning, a bunch of things that was going on, and my general energy feels confused. So what I want to look at right now are two cards, if I can find them. It's odd that they're at the bottom of the pile. So one is the Lover's card. So I want to just kind of focus, embrace the Gemini energy of the Lover's card. This is the Lily White Tarot. And then look at the Temperance energy of the full moon in Sagittarius. And I know it's switching to Scorpio in just a few hours, but I think we need to embrace just what's going on right now and how you and I may have been feeling over the past few hours. Hello to Saulo, long time no see. Donna, welcome. And Joel, hello, lovely to have you all here. Hi, Tamian, welcome back. Saskia, hello. Caught myself there with your name. Okay. Did I say hi to everybody? Dee, welcome to you as well too. Hello to everybody coming in, everybody else that's also in the background. So we still are in Gemini season. Gemini season is the season reflected with the Golden Dawn system, Lover's card. This is the Lover's card in the Lily White Tarot and the Temperance card. Temperance card representing the full moon and Sagittarius energy. And so both of these cards are cards that ask us to reflect balance. They reflect looking at different aspects of ourselves, of our lives, that if we were to pay more attention, if we were to see more clearly, if we were able to see from a higher perspective, that things wouldn't be so difficult. Things would be a lot easier. Hello, Sunny DD. So I just want you to sit with the energy of these two cards. They are sitting across from each other in opposition to each other. There is this tension between the two of them. What is the tension between the Sagittarian energy and the Gemini energy? What is the tension between you embracing your wholeness and you healing your wholeness? Something there. Now, I know that the influence of Saturn is also important right now. And so this can really bring us to something quite practical. So I have a couple of ideas about what I want to do today. Hello, Mira. And that is I wanted to do a 3 voices reading. sometimes these readings can add multiple layers to help us to understand the energy of what's going on right now. So I've got a few different decks on the table that I'm planning on working with. But that underlying layer is to kind of understand the tension. And tension does not always create dissonance. Sometimes that tension can awaken us to something as well too. And there is a beauty that is created. I'm thinking also too. So this is kind of fun. This is the season of sports days and events, school events, end of year school events. And one of the events that I remember so very fondly as a child, also as a parent, as a teacher that taught public school, and that's one of the events in a sports day is the tug of war. And the tug of war it's always great fun, and eventually one team is going to win and let go, but ultimately everybody ends up on the grass laughing and sometimes dirty if it's a rainy day. But yeah, so maybe this is why I was feeling a little bit of disorder this morning. And then, not so oddly, haha, funny as life has it, the card that I pulled this week for the Facebook group is the Tiamat card, I Am Chaos. We're working with the Red Seeds Oracle in the Facebook group. So, yeah, and this is hilarious. This is another oracle that I'm going to use today. The card sitting here facing me is another card of opposition, resistance. So how can we find harmony? How can we find harmony in this opposition? And what is it that this opposition is bringing up for us at this time? Okay. So I'm going to do a reading for the collective before I lean into, I need to get into my groove. Okay. So we're going to do a reading for the collective, reflecting on these questions. What is it that this tension, what is it that these oppositions have to teach us? How can we grow and expand and learn from this tension? Okay. All right. I'm going to get really creative today. I'm just feeling like doing my own thing. For those of you that still struggle with doing public readings, okay, so this is hilarious. I cannot encourage you enough just to play and have fun. Play and have fun with your cards. It's so important. Okay, so we have Temperance showing up again. We have a 6 and a 9. Really important numbers. These are very powerful numbers. 14 reduces to 5, so that doesn't really help us with that numerologically. 14 plus 6 is 20, 29. 2 plus 9, 11. That's pretty powerful numerology. Okay, so we have the 6 of fire and we have the 9 of water. The question was, how can we embrace this energy? How can we, and then Temperance comes up. So this is about, again, the fire and the water, and we have fire and water. We have these beautiful numbers of fire and water. We have a real peaceful, beautiful central fire numbers. So the 6s represent that space of the heart. They represent beauty and peace and harmony. And 6 is just a great number of abundance and richness and connection as well too. Balance between the divine masculine and feminine, which we see, of course, in the Temperance card. And then we pull the 9 of emotions. So let yourself fully feel. Let yourself fully embrace perhaps this seemingly chaotic energy that is around you, it is stirring you up in a way that yeah, it's stirring you up. And so rather than letting that irk you, rather than letting that um, set you off kilter, have some fun with this and allow yourself to laugh and to play and to dance and to feel. And maybe this under this strawberry full moon, it's it's about feeling, it's about expressing, it's about maybe the moon is so close, right? It is so close to the earth, and it is going to illuminate whether you see it or not. It is going to be in full illumination of something you are ready to tap into intuitively, emotionally. So take some time over this next 12 hours to really, really feel and enjoy the beauty of this. This is a healing, deeply healing experience for all of us. Hello, Audrey. Thanks for popping in. Okay, I'm going to pull a few more cards because I said I wanted to play with this today. Okay, so and we're going to expand on this message. This is the Midia Lenormand stork, which represents change and flight and moving with the seasons, and the whip. This is hilarious. So when I see these two cards together, this feels like a very blustery day. Isn't that a chapter in Winnie the Pooh? A very blustery day. It feels like things are really getting stirred up. And if you look at the illustrations in this particular temperance card, that's exactly what's going on. Um, the stork is about the seasons of life and embracing the seasons of life. There are drastic changes that may be happening and arising. And I love that the whip is showing up above this card of strong fire energy. This is about action. It's about not sitting back. It's about being and participating in these changes of life. Wow. Okay. So we have this feminine energy above a very feminine card. You're right. So these changes could represent aspects of feminine, and for the guys that are in the chat, so feminine energy refers to your receptive energy, your um, your inner workings, your trust, your intuition, that side of yourself that is. This is so interesting. So we're talking about balance, right? Fire and water, fire and water, fire and water, changes of fire and water. Divine feminine, divine masculine energy coming together in a way of push and pull that ultimately is there for your healing, but perhaps is one of your greatest challenges. Change in our habits. Hi, Andrew. Welcome. I'm just going to highlight Andrew's comment here. Change in our habits was inherited from our maternal line. That's a question, right? All right. Final. So this is an old, or it's not that old, but it's an oracle I've had for ages. This I want to use as kind of a final message to bring this together about the, as you leave here today and there's something that irks you, it stirs you, it provokes you. I encourage you to lean into that emotion and to feel it fully. And should it arise again and again over the next few days, know that this is for your greater good and that this change is so very, very important. Okay. Final message is to be present. And so this is about being here and now. She stands under the luminosity of the full moon, fully feeling and engaging with the divine energy. And please remember that we would not see the full moon if it were not for the sun. The full moon is the opposition of the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine playing together. You know, it's so enjoy the tension. Enjoy the tension. Be present with the tension. Be present with the emotions. Wow. Look at this face here and this face here. There's a softness. There's a lot to be learned here, even if it feels uncomfortable. So Andrew asked a question, and then Donna replied, yes, in order to move forward in a positive way. Love your comments, you guys. Oh, no, this was not in order. This is to something earlier. Oh, yes. Okay. So change in our habits, and then in order to move forward in a positive way. And then Andrew commented on the maternal line. Okay. I think I'm going to use this. This oracle is called The Wild Woman Enchanted. The creator is Liz. I know I've shared it before. She has a YouTube page, and the deck is no longer available. But I like it's empowering. It's empowering, and it feels like this last few hours of the Sagittarius moon want us to be a little bit sassy, a little bit bold and brave. All right, so let's start with Sharon's birthday reading, okay? Thank you, Donna. Happy birthday, Sharon. Let's hold light and love and space for Sharon as we honor her birthday, her next turn around the sun. May this birthday message be filled with light and love, full illumination. Sharon's birthday is within 72 hours of the full moon, so there still will be residual full moon influence, though the moon will be waning, disseminating. Okay, cards flying everywhere. Sadhana is a little scattered today. Okay. All right, 12. We're starting with 12. You know, it's funny. When I saw this card, I love this card in the Lily Black Tarot. The way the blue jeans get. Actually, I should have pulled out the black because the black would look amazing. Wow, the black would look amazing with this deck. I think I'm going to go and get it, but I'm in the flow here. So let's do Sharon's birthday reading, and then I'm going to go get the Lily Black Tarot. 2 majors, Sharon. both which there's something about this Hierophant card that shares a tremendous amount of wisdom through time. Also notice that none of these cards have the pink colors. These cards are all the oranges and the browns and the greens. There's something about that as well too. The Eight of Swords in the center. I almost feel as if the eagle is also in deep contemplation, almost like taking protective space. Scattered Sadhana shall still speak West swell. That's hilarious. Thank you, you guys. That's funny. Okay. There's something about the colors that feels important here. So we're talking about your next turn around the sun. There is some deep wisdom that is available to you, perhaps that is only available in your solitude. And so your focus, your energy will be, so also look at the eight as the lemniscate energy, the energy of change, the energy of leveling up, the energy underlying associated with strength, which I just need to double check that eight is strength in this deck. I should know that by heart. No, it isn't. I knew that actually. It is justice. And this card eight is justice. So let's use that as an underlying layer. So this is the I'm going deep here. So if this is connected to justice, justice is at the center of the three septenaries. It is the central card of the second septenary and the central card of all three septenaries. So this is a pretty important card to be sitting here. You have been traveling. Okay. We're entering into a journey in the world, in community, in connection with others, in interaction with other people. And it is through those connections with others in the world that you will be inspired to take a deeper journey into yourself. Water, air, earth. This feels, while there's no strong feminine cards here, this feels very, very earthy. Okay, what's going on here? Are you heading off to an ashram? Are you going to a retreat later this year? Are you teaching a spiritual course? Are you leading some sort of a circle to I feel like you investing your time. The way the keys are hanging here off the book is really significant. The eagle is protected. I don't feel as if the eagle is caged at all. The eagle is on a bunch of rocks. The eagle is reassessing a foundation. It feels like a quiet year. It feels like a quiet year. Okay, let's go to the chat. Okay, so other people are noticing the colors. Never noticed till Now, how the Hanged Man's feet are connected to above. And the book, the eagle is on rocks. The eagle is not on a solid rock either. The eagle is on shale, or, you know, when you walk on rocks like this, the footing is not very stable. Mind you, eagles can just fly away. A human on that sort of pebbly surface tends to slip. But there, it does. It feels like a reassessment of foundation. And it's interesting that we don't have, while there's two majors here, which feels like the cards are honoring the energy of the reading. They're not typically cards of change. These are also not cards that reflect duality either. These are cards very much, to me, of inward journey, inward experience, reassessment, evaluation, reevaluation. Okay, let's go to Lenormand and see what comes up to deepen this. 12 and 8 is 20, 25 adds up to 7. Chariot. Okay. Anchor. All right. So anchor speaks to foundation. It speaks to stability. Firmament is the word that comes to mind. I don't think I've ever said that. We have the she card coming up again. So the foundation of feminine energy, the foundation of receptivity, the foundation of lunar energy, the foundation of, well, the mice is not a great card here, because the mice lessen, they take away from, they erode. Isn't that? Has there been some sort of erosion of foundation that is causing this reassessment of foundation? Big question, right? This reassessment, of course, would speak to, and the whole theme has been one that we've been visiting over the last few months, taking time for that. And I think before we head into Cancer season, getting some clarity around this is really important, not only for our birthday girl, but for everyone else as well, too. Okay. I'm getting more cards of going deep, more cards of going into the depth of your soul, the depth of your foundation. I'm going to send you a picture of all this after, Irene. I'll keep these other cards out. And this card mirrors that. Okay. I'm going to move these to the side, and I'm actually going to show this whole thing here, and we can work on this together because you all have such brilliant insight. Okay. Okay. So here's the one card that came up from the Wild Woman. To me, this is a card of honoring the release and allowing oneself to feel healed, healing through the release of energy. So, what I was saying earlier about this shift of foundation, this shift of experience, maybe this is connected to a loss. And I'm sorry, I don't remember what has been going on in your life. Now, I pulled 3 cards from the Illuminated Earth Oracle because they are the first card, they're all challenging cards. And I feel as if these tarot cards of the Hierophant and the Hanged Man are really inviting you to go deep into perhaps your darkness. And so the 3 cards that came up from this deck were anguish, underworld, and vulnerability. So, how can you embrace your nakedness, your rawness, your it feels as if this is a complete peeling away of layers. It's a complete, um, perhaps there was something about you in this world with your father that, is there any indication of that? No, let's just go. Okay, so yes, a reassessment of your foundation, anguish, underworld, and vulnerability. The underworld card, we can go on a lot of different places, but much like the energy of the Hanged Man, this is inviting you to reflect, to take time to go into darkness and things like that. So yes, my father died last year, and the death card has been my stalker for weeks now. Okay, and then Donna says, I got chills when she pulled those 3 oracle cards. So, do you know what I mean? It's like spirit has created this space for you to such words are so inadequate. Being raw, being vulnerable, being vulnerable is exactly where you need to be. And it is through this vulnerability, it is through the process of grief, it is through the reassessment of your life without your father in this plane that you will come to know yourself in a completely different way. Yes. Um, there's a lot of layers in the anguish card. You know, this is really an important part of the process, and that is we We often spend our lives doing what is expected and what should be done, and culturally, what is the norm. But for you to be brave enough to ask this question, to reassess, to rebuild, feels exactly on point. It's exactly what you should be doing. And if you follow your intuition and allow yourself to be guided, then anything can be. Um, these feelings I'm having right now are very, very unique. And I know that, and I understand that being raw and naked is it's not easy. But there's something for you very special that will come with this. And your father, that energy of that masculine energy of your father, these are all very these three cards, the three cards that came up in the tarot are all very um I know they're emotional, which is feminine, but there's something about them that feels protectively masculine as well too. Spaciousness is a great word, Dee, to describe this experience. I was talking about earlier about peeling away layers, and it almost feels as if the layers have been peeled away quite quickly. So if you view them as a gift, then it might be easier to be in this process. Yes, exactly, Donna. And then Andrew says, sometimes we lose these things in order to be vulnerable and reassess. And I think it's really profound that, um, I mean, this is definitely um, a reality for Sharon. But to me, the reassessment of the foundation message that was coming through, I don't know, it's just and allowing the vulnerability, not resisting the vulnerability. So I want to wish you courage. I want to send you courage, fearlessness, an inner knowing, an inner strength that will give you enough trust to embrace the space and the freedom that has been created for you, and to know that it is indeed a gift, and that there is a solid, it's odd adjective to use, there's definitely a solid protective energy around you at this time. Okay. Blessings to you, dear one. All right. Sunny D. Let's go to you. Thanks, Sharon. You're very welcome. Lots of decks on the table. So this is a general reading for Sunny D. Okay. Again, let's reflect on the push-pull. I love movies. Do you remember the original Dr. Seuss movie? Not Dr. Seuss, the original Dr. Dolittle movie. There was this creature called Push Me Pull You. And the heads of the two-headed llama, um, So one always had to go backwards while the other was going forward in order for the animal to go in any one direction. How can tension, how can we embrace tension as a gift, right? That's, I think that's the secret of what's what I'm picking up on here. All right, so this is a general reading. We will do something similar. We'll start with 3 tarot cards for Sunny DD. Really like the way she's illustrated this one. There's almost a severity to the readings today, you know, like there's a, what is this? What is this? Why are the readings, nothing is being held back today. Let's just say that. Sunny. So what is the tension that is being created for Sunny? And if you think about the high priestess as well too, she is a symbol of the black and the white, the yin and the yang. What I was talking about earlier about that opposing force of moon and sun. Here we have the moon and the sun, the divine feminine energy, the divine masculine energy, and the high priestess sits between, offering us infinite understanding, infinite wisdom, if we are willing, if we are open to looking within. And then what is on either side of that is an experience of, so in the middle of the Pentacles journey, there are challenges, as there are in each of the minor arcana suits. And in the Five of Pentacles, one of the biggest messages is for finding the gift and being open to what is being offered, because sometimes in our need to embrace the ego, we turn people away. We say, oh, that's okay, I can do it, you know, I can manage on my own, thank you. Oh, that's really generous, but I can't accept that at this time. Or sometimes we even just, you know, barrel by an open door, and we don't even notice the gifts that are available. And so the Five of Pentacles wants us to notice what is being offered. And isn't it interesting how in this particular High Priestess card, she's actually offering something. So Sunny, what is being offered to you is a divine gift that is in your highest to receive. So having all of your senses wide open, listening, smelling, tasting, really paying attention to what is being offered to you, being a little more open to receiving will support you at this time. You also are at a place of ground zero. You are at a place of ground zero. You are back to the beginning. You're back to your roots. And I'm looking at these 3 cards in the camera, in my computer, and I'm seeing this line of red, this pink red line here, which feels very root chakra. It feels like it's taking you back to the beginning, and not unlike Sharon, this is an invitation for you to reassess how you want to start again, how you want to start fresh. Now, these two cards are before the 13th Arcanum. Do we read them chronologically? Not necessarily, but we can. And we could also, I could say that what the reason, it's better to, for me, it's better to weave this as a whole story and to sit with what I just said. But you can, it's possible that you have found yourself at ground zero again because you haven't been open to receiving. You haven't been open to saying, yes, I will take this in. So think about all different ways that things are offered to you, through touch, through kindnesses. And so perhaps this new awakening for you is one to becoming a little more open. The other interesting thing here too is that in a few hours, we are moving into the energy of the Scorpio. The moon will still be full. It's waning a little bit, but we'll be moving into, by the end of the day, into the Scorpio full moon. Okay. I definitely need to hear this. Oftentimes, self-worth issues prevent me from seeing and accepting the gifts, feeling I am not worthy and capable. Okay. I'm glad that resonates. Let's go to Evangelina. Today, besides super full moon in Sagittarius and opposing Sun in Gemini, there is a T-square in Neptune, which could be influencing by confusion, lack of clarity, and discernment. Beautiful. That's beautiful, Donna. Thank you for that. Okay. I'm going to put some Lenormand cards on top of this. I'm enjoying taking my time here today, so thank you for your patience. For those of you that are waiting for a reading, probably won't happen today. Okay. Sunny. Sorry for the radio silence. So when I laid down the first two cards, I'm thinking that this is a commitment to action. It's a commitment. The things that are running through my head are kind of crazy here. This is a commitment to action. The whip refers to repetitive action, can refer to aggressiveness. But when I turn this card over, Lenormand is a funny thing, you know. It really is a funny thing. And when I see the snake and the whip and the ring, I feel like there's something about a commitment for you to letting go. It's these two cards together can refer to your sex life. They can refer to a playfulness in your sex life. And I can see this, you know, not taking this literally, but there's something about, and interesting, we have the pomegranate down here. Like if you think about the sexiness of the goddesses and things like that, perhaps what this new uh I'm really struggling with my words today. This new perception of yourself has to do with letting go of, you know, what you're supposed to act like, and how you're supposed to be, and know that it's okay to dress a little bit sexy or slutty, or to show your femininity, you know, to it's I almost, this feels like a commitment to being female, to being, I don't know. So that's one message that feels important. And when I saw this combo with the pomegranate, and then if we look at the death card as that scorpionic energy that is really asking you to think about who it is that you are and what it is about yourself that you have been hiding and is ready to come to the surface. Anyway, I'll let you think about that. Let's pull a wild woman card. Oh my God. This is this is this is passion. This is passion. Fire. You're not commenting, so I don't know if I have offended you or what, but I have a lot of songs running through my head, songs by powerful, independent women who stand in their own power, who understand that their fire and their passion and their sexuality is beautiful, and it creates a strength in them, and it's something from which you can um, it's an energy from which you can move and have a sense of assurity as well too. And so as you rediscover yourself as an empty nester, embracing your unique power, and there is something here about sensuality that feels significant. And I don't know if anybody else is picking up on that, but it's quite profound. And if we go back to the very beginning of the reading, I think one of the biggest lessons in this message is to pay attention to every gift that is offered, every compliment. So when somebody tells you you're beautiful, or you have gorgeous hair, or you're brilliant, that was a really clever idea. Like compliments as well too, to be taking in and drinking in all of those as well. Thank you for letting me read for you. Excuse. All right, one more reading. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Emily QT is next. Her question is, when will my disability be approved? Okay. I may have to shift gears entirely. Or maybe not. Well, Sunny, we're all sending you lots of courage, and find yourself a warrior song that you resonate with. There's so many there's so many great songs about powerful women standing in their own. And I think if you could find your song, that might really help as well too. All right, so this reading is for Emily QT. When will my disability, sorry, do I have the name right? If this goes quickly and you have time, then Audrey would like a general. Okay. So when will my disability be approved? So let's read the tarot as let's read the tarot with the built-in timing to help find an answer to this question. Okay. Virgo. Okay. So Virgo energy. So that refers to the fall. So if I'm reading this in that way, I'm going to say it would be around the end of October. The end of October. And you might actually have the approval in September, but the actual money won't come in until October. Does that make sense? Is everybody following how I'm reading this? Okay. Now that seems a long ways away. And I just want to double check one thing. If my Excel will open. You know how much I like my Excel spreadsheets. Okay, so now the Eight of Cups gives us different information, but one of the things I'm seeing in that Eight of Cups card is the scorpionic energy, the the moving through the water energies. So I'm going to kind of stick with that if I'm doing a prediction. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. And the last question is Audrey. Okay. So Audrey, let's work with the general. What time is it? Sorry, I need to check the time. Okay, it's fine. Time is fine. With just building on this energy that I've been working with today, okay? Let us hold space, love, light, protection, courage, wisdom around our sister Audrey. Allow me to be a vessel for your wisdom, and may this reading be in the highest for the greatest good, and no harm be done. Emperor, fire and water. Fire and water, that's the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So we have the full gamut, the full range of the suit of water. The Emperor turning away from, ignoring emotions, ignoring the water, ignoring the feelings, ignoring the depths. Why is the Emperor turning away from all of that water? Why is the Emperor so uncomfortable with all of that water? So what is the gamut of the emotions that is being experienced at this time? Are these feelings of love and joy and fulfillment that you are not allowing yourself to embrace? Is there a discord between work and emotion? Because there's certainly some sort of discord here between the Emperor and the water. The bounty of positive emotion is real. It is real, and it is there. It is available, and it is beautiful. And so perhaps this discord is asking you to pay attention to that and know that is important, and that's where an investment of energy would be worthwhile spent. This is the sun. This is the moon. And they should be in support of one another, but they're not. Birds, snake, interesting that we have all animals and we have two birds. Almost looks as if the birds are going to eat the snake. And it's as if the natural course of events um, is changing. And oh, it's so hard when you're not here. I need to ask you so many questions simultaneously. Audrey says, fascinating. I am actually trying not to be emotional about my work with the 18 interns I am responsible for. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of responsibility. Okay. I'm glad you said that because this is going to help me. So this particular card, the Queen of Clubs, can also represent a professional, sophisticated is one of the words that's often used, a very professional, pulled together woman. And with the stork describing this, it feels to me as if there's a change in the wind. There's a change in the air that's necessary. I don't know. It's and this sounds so rude, like lighten up. There's something that perhaps you are taking too seriously, but you're being encouraged to um, the stork represents change. And if we embrace the energy of, so if there's something that's going on with the interns, and we need to allow them to make their own errors, we need to allow the natural course of events to happen, right? And I don't know if there has been some cattiness amongst the interns, or some cattiness, or some gossip, or some things that they have said about you that have caused you to get your claws out. Um, but this is all a natural part of the process of what what is going on here. I need to to figure out what's really important here. I'm going to pull an oracle card just so I can get into this. How many people would just absolutely die to get the ace and the 10 of cups in a reading? This is happiness. This is fulfillment that is not being recognized. The Lenormand cards will, this will come clear in a few minutes. I just need to sit with this. Blocked. Okay. Something's got to give. Something has to give. It is okay. Let's go through this step by step. D, temperance, mixing the incompatible. Sunny, do you have this deck? It's kind of it it's a pretty good deck for that. Okay, so Audrey says you have a couple that have autism. Okay. I feel as if there is a sense of control or a pacing that you're not seeing. There's a natural shift, and there's something that wants to change and wants to shift that perhaps you are ignoring or not seeing because you are lost in the details. Maybe it's time for a check-in to like to get each of the what did you call them, sorry, interns, to do an evaluation, to do a self-evaluation, to do a program evaluation, um, finding a forum for everyone to share how they're feeling. This is a pretty potent combination of oracle cards that supports the energy of change, but also reinforces this whole idea of the emperor not paying attention to, and also remember that all of that water can also inspire. So if you think about water, water is feelings, water is energy, energy in motion. It can, fire also inspires creativity and so forth, but it's from feelings and passion, emotions that also things can grow and shift, and great ideas can come about. Okay. So yeah, so really learning and growing yourself from this process and giving them an opportunity um, to share, I think is important. Hmm. Okay. Okay, good, good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. It's really hard when I can't chat, when I can't get the feedback quickly from each of you. All right. So I will be tonight. I'm here for class. So those of you that have been humming and hawing about signing up for Tarot Foundations, the next Tarot Foundations begins in the fall. And I want to encourage you to sign up as soon as possible so that you get a space. There are 10 spaces. No, sorry, 11 spaces total in the class. And I really want to endeavor to have 11 bums in chairs this time. It's so much better when everybody is showing up and everybody is participating. This is not a distance class. This is a Zoom class where you show up and interact and participate. So the next session starts in September. We are more than halfway through a session right now, and it's going really well. The connections that have been built in this group, I want to say, are just as great as the previous groups. So please think about this. You can go to my website and check it out. Wednesday, tomorrow, I'll be back with Margaret Peterson, and I've got some great ideas about what's going to be coming up on my Friday chats. So thank you all. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me today. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Namaste. Take good care.